I don't know where that sound went. Oh, there. I would rather have it here. There we go. Hi, everyone. My name is Lee Hanish. I am the former head loss mitigator for IndyMac Bank HELOC Division, one of the foremost leading authorities on working with distressed properties in the United States for the past 14 years. I've been teaching real estate and agents. Been teaching real estate agents. I'm tired. I'm in Las Vegas. It's been a very long week. Today we are talking about red. I was hoping to get additional content, but it's looking like it's only going to my coaching students. Today we're going to talk about red marketing briefly, and then I'm going to answer questions for the room and hopefully end this call early so that I can return to sleep. The place is so dry that it's not really working out well for me. I have a great time while I'm here, but the weather is very difficult on me while I'm here. I don't have a humidifier. Probably should have requested one. So today we're going to talk about red marketing and what that looks like. It's actually going to be a module released before the end of the year into the coaching system. And there are, in my opinion, 4 components to red. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what red marketing is. It's 2 things, right? It's making something, for the sake of the discussion, a widget, okay? It could be you, it could be your business, it could be a press release, it could be a listing. That message always changes, right? And this is where people get confused, right? When somebody says, hey, do my marketing for me, what am I doing marketing for? Am I doing marketing for branding? Am I doing marketing for bodies that are buyers buying a specific thing? The more specific, the better when it comes to doing a viral campaign, okay? There aren't really that many tricks of the trade when it comes to making something go viral. I can tell you the stuff that works quicker. So all of you that are on the call, the first thing you want to do, anybody watching this, is decide what is it that I want to make happen, right? Do I want more callers? Do I want more listings? And that's a very broad thing, and that would have to be narrowed down. Do I want buyers of a specific type of property? Do I want to brand my name or my message or this blog that I wrote or this video I created? It doesn't matter what it is. When I'm teaching it to people, I discuss it the same way. It's pepperoni pizza, okay? When it comes to putting out pepperoni pizza, I can tell you right now in Las Vegas, where I'm sitting, even at 9:08 in the morning, well, nobody's making pizza at this hour, but within a, let's go way out on a limb, say 10-mile radius, I'm at Resort World for this trip. I wanted to see what the new hotel looks like. I know that there's a pizza place inside of here. And in a 10-mile radius, there are probably, let's just go with a low number for those that are in Vegas, let's say another 20 people that make pepperoni pizza. The question that should be asked is, why does Bob's Pizza on, it's not industrial anymore, right? It's Sammy Davis, on Sammy Davis, next to the strip club, which I may or may not know is actually on Sammy Davis. Why does it do better business than the one that is here in Resort World? Why the one here in Resort World is a major franchise. It's not a little boutique pizzeria like Bob's. I mean, Bob's place is practically a dump. It has no signage. It has no frontage. What makes Bob's so special? Does that make sense to everybody? Are there any questions here when it comes to your message? I think everybody in real estate, in my humble opinion, gets caught up in the, I want to be the best real estate agent in the world, period. Cool. There's a dude here in Las Vegas named Nakvi. He buys billboards like they're going out of season. He has a viral campaign and it's very smart. His message is that he is voted, named, appointed, and probably had a parade held for him as the best attorney in Las Vegas for 10 years straight. Now, I have no proof of this. I'm not going to go to the trouble of going online to figure this out about Nakvi. He just puts it on everything. My God, it's on billboards, it's on trucks, it's, on bus benches, it's everywhere in the world. And because of that, I'm obsessed with him and therefore follow up. Why do I tell you that? What he did wasn't that remarkable, but he generated his business based on the message, right? So element number one of red marketing is, what is it that I'm trying to achieve? So for all of you on the call, what is it that I'm trying to achieve? And if you are staring at the screen screaming listings, no shit, really? And I'll say it again, if this came down to me getting listings, none of you would be on the call with me. I would be making listings in the quiet and comfort of my hotel room this morning. I would farm them off, paid in cash in advance. Already thought the model through. 1%. And I can tell you right now, I can think of agents in every single market that will pay cash for the listing, not after escrow, 1%, without even batting an eye. Okay, so don't say listings. People say that all the time. You need to be more specific. You need to define. I make a pepperoni pizza. Cool. In this radius, there are, 20 people who make that pizza. Is your pizza better than their pizza? I don't know. Okay, so now you don't know anything about your market or your competition. Generally speaking, in my opinion, and everything I say is generally and in my opinion, okay? I can tell you things that are facts about how viral marketing works. I can tell you facts about behaviors and psychology of marketing. What I can't seem to do is generalize what real estate agents do. People think I'm making it up. But the reality for 80% of the agents, you don't have a website, you don't have a YouTube page, you don't have Facebook, you don't have Instagram, you don't have a website that's set up correctly, or you're overpaying for all of those items and they literally don't do jack diddly shit. You pay tens of thousands of dollars for those items and the content that goes on there, and then wonder, well, I got a lot of people to look at it, but nobody was interested in me. Save yourself the trouble. Just type web traffic into your Google browser and it'll be the same effect, and you controlled it all for $5. Does that make sense? We're not looking for bodies. We're looking for the actual end product. And no matter what I tell you, okay, viral marketing is spam marketing, but you have to make it permission-based. It's kind of my twist on it. So I make pizza. I really don't know my competition in the area. I'm in a great building. I'm with a major franchise in the particular building that I'm in, but nobody's buying my pizza, right? So I know what my demographic is. I know who I'm after, and I want to sell this one particular product or service. Great. You're on to step 2. What is your message that makes it different? For all of you, I've repeatedly told you to stop saying you're a realtor or a real estate agent and say that you repair broken real estate. In fact, I was going to great trouble to writing on a monthly basis, like at this moment, a brand new marketing message that you can use. I don't believe anybody used it. So why should I continue to put effort in writing, viral messages? These are really good things that I would use in my own marketing. In fact, in my day-to-day life, right? I say that I fix broken real estate because that's my conversation starter. If that's my message, what is my goal? My goal is to meet people that are having difficulty making payments. But Lee, I want listings. Okay, then you need to define what your objective is better. You want to meet sellers who've missed payments, then you're in the business of fixing broken real estate, right? It's all relative. To give you an example, last night I met with my coach, Eddie Yeagan, here in Las Vegas. He's a former UFC fighter. And I sat there for a few minutes. Derek sat there for about an hour or two with him. In fact, Derek recommended that I do some of the marketing, red marketing, that I plan to do for him. I'll just tell you what it is, right? So the first thing we did was I went back and did jujitsu for the first time in a couple of years. That was fun. Derek did a little bit of jujitsu, right? Why would you want to do marketing for something you're unaware of? I kind of make it a point. So Derek gathered information. I determined the skill level of Eddie and what he would or would not update, right? But what I'm about to do next doesn't change. It's the same thing that I'm doing for Antonio. It's the same thing I'm doing for a couple of other people. But you guys are most familiar with the Antonio videos. I just got back my first set of numbers for Antonio. Everything rolled over 1 week in his particular case because I was setting up viral marketing. His first video with me, co-branded, got 350 views. Now, the question you would have is, well, did those convert into listings? This is spam marketing. I will keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. All I can do is make Antonio a Toche, right? A household name in the South Bay. That's all I can physically do. I can't make people pick up the phone and call you. I can't, that's not what this is, right? And you have to continue doing this. I've done this with David. I've had this discussion with literally countless people. This is a 3 to 6 month solution for long-term listings. I cannot believe you do not have your damn phone on silent. I hope your butt puckered over there. He's not even responding. Yeah, sorry. I was actually going to do what I normally do, which happens in that situation. Unbelievable. Is that the Princess Bride? Inconceivable. All right. Does that make sense to everybody on the call? And do you have questions right there? I understand that you have questions about the next part, but you need to understand the first part, right? What am I trying to achieve? What is my demographic? Basic. What's psychology, right? Then what's the message? So let's use Eddie's. Eddie has a Brazilian jiu-jitsu place that also does mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, wrestling, trains fighters, trains me, home of the oldest living amateur. We actually thought about that as the branding. I was going to sign to do another fight right about the time of the March event, by the way. That was Derek's big hook to it. That Friday night would be a come watch Lee get killed moment. I think people are going to have mercy on my soul these days. But my point is, we discussed, right? And I always discuss with the client. I discussed with Derek. These are people I trust, right? I trust Derek's judgment. Derek tells me to back off, I back off. Any of those, like, you guys don't get it. If you really want stuff done, tell Derek. He'll make sure that I do it because I trust his judgment. So in Eddie's case, I watched, I participated, Derek watched, he participated, then gathered notes, and I sat down and I said, well, step number one, I know what to do and what I'm going to brand and what I'm going to do for the next year. I said, the first question I have is, do you want to be page one? So let's use this in your own lives. We can do it with Jane for this particular case, because I'll be starting Jane on Monday. All right, you ready, Jane? Here are your questions. Would you rather be branded by your name and your brokerage, right? Or by your name, or would you rather be branded as someone who helps people who missed payments? You may answer along as we go, Jane. So that's your first question. Jane is going to do red marketing starting next week. I'll ask her all the same questions. Sorry for slurping. I imagine she's typing, even though it's a one-word answer. Clearly someone who helps people. Clearly that's the correct answer. That's what Antonio picked, right? All right, so step number one, our goal would be that when somebody types in missed payment Florida, you're page one. Wouldn't that make sense? So we're staying true to the branding. Step one. In Antonio's case, LA missed payments. Something roughly to that effect. That's going to be the final website. The goal is to get page one for that search. So the first goal, in my opinion, you always have a website. That website, write this down, should be a .io. Doesn't matter. Don't ask questions. .io. But Lee, shouldn't I get a .com? No, you should get a .io. I'll say it again. Get a .io. I've done countless calls on the simplicity and the complexity of the .io, but I'm a huge fan. So get a .io. Jane's going to get a .io. It will be a simple one page, nothing complicated. All right. That's step one. We know what we're after. Jane helps people who've missed payments. In Eddie's case, the message that we ultimately came up with was Las Vegas family jiu-jitsu. That's the niche. That means that line one of Google is going to be Las Vegas jiu-jitsu. And if you're wondering, that sounds really hard in Las Vegas. It is. That's why when somebody says, I want to be I want to be line one of San Diego Realtor, I'm good. I'm really good. I'm probably one of the best. Okay. San Diego Realtor as a set of keywords would be brutally difficult. Okay. It would take time. All right. So we have the branding down for Jane, right? We'll get to the content in a minute, because content at this point is just about building credibility. So step two is we've now got to match the carpets. Is it the carpet matches the drapes or the drapes match the carpet? I don't know how that joke goes, and it's really offensive. I get it, but everything's got to match here. Facebook has to match. The Instagram has to match. The YouTube has to match. Got it? Everybody caught up so far? That is our projected message. Now, what is the next step? The next step is content creation. Well, what do I create? In Jane's case, she doesn't have to do anything. All she has to do is show up for 30 minutes on a Monday, just like Antonio, and I will turn it into an episode based on the trends. So she will be positioned like an expert. Everybody got it? So what you saw last week when I shot that video, I put Antonio on all the viral channels that I already have while I'm building his ad. It takes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks to make really good websites. And it's not making the website, it's getting it indexed, getting the search patterns, press releases. Like it's a lot of stuff, okay, to be perfectly honest. And I don't think any of you care about any of that. If you don't want to do the work yourself or watch the videos or hire me to do it, which I don't even know as I look over at Derek and his laptop. You said 2 last time and then you hired 2 people. He's holding up 2 fingers. For 2 of you who sign up, whatever that means, I do everything and it takes 4 to 6 weeks. to make your stuff specifically work. But I am a impatient person, right? So when you build your own funnel, start to finish, you should expect to put in 30 days to 3 months of working on your website, press releases, putting content on your blog, putting it on Instagram, putting it on YouTube. Like it's a constant cycle once a week. You're constantly doing it once in every week, right? It's free. Why wouldn't you do it, right? You guys, not you guys, but the royal we in real estate do the bare minimum in real estate on a consistent basis, right? It's more fun to look at Facebook for an hour than it is to create a 12-minute video and then upload it and then turn it into a podcast and then do this and then do that. Okay. How many hours per day? When it comes to digital marketing, same amount that I would recommend. I think you can put an hour behind a computer every day doing digital marketing. And I'm not ever doing that much. I sit down, I check my emails. That's my incoming funnel. Okay. I have 3 or 4 email addresses. I check the funnel, right? Once I'm done checking the funnel, I check the bait on my line. Does anybody understand the fishing analogy? You can throw a piece of bait out into the water, right? But have you ever reeled it back in and actually checked the bait on the hook, right? So just because I've uploaded it to Facebook, YouTube, my website, turned it into a podcast, I have to keep it fresh, right? I want to share it. I want to buy ads for it. I want to have it be able to be searched. I want all those things to happen on a weekly basis so that come Monday, the same process begins again. I look up content, I create a video, I take the video, I turn the video into audio, I load the video onto YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, right? My website. I go on Sprizzy and I have YouTube ads created once a week, which we do for our clients. We spend a few bucks of the $100 we spend each week on this. We only charge $100 a week. It's ridiculous, which is why I'm starting to turn Red into its own module that people can just do. You won't, but I thought I would put it all together. I think Red is the way to go. It's the best long-term funnel solution, right? The monster will always reach saturation, right? You need a good amount of fresh bodies coming in, or you're going to start retagging houses. There are other people who use the product historically. You're just at the right time in regards to that particular marketing approach, because there aren't many people using the actual 12-step approach, but you need fresh leads to put new tags on, right? That's not what you should be doing with digital marketing. With digital marketing, your goal is to capture email addresses. It's to create email dialogues. It's to follow up. I don't call anybody. It hasn't affected our business. Derek used to call people religiously from all of our stuff, right? He stopped doing it. He's gone to email now and doing follow-up after events. Why? You can reach more people. I'm telling a story. In Jane's case, I'm telling the story that Jane helps people in the Florida area. And by the way, this is a big deal with me, the state of Florida. In fact, she's the foremost leading authority in the state of Florida, voted and named #1 on helping people who've missed payments. Nothing I said in that last sentence is incorrect. 100%. If you guys are listening to it going, how do you vote her and how did she get named? I said it. That's saying her name. That's being named. Voted? I voted. We voted Eddie the most family-oriented Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Las Vegas. There's celebrities teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out here. It's pretty crazy, actually. It's a hyper-competitive market, and he's successful. He knows his niche. The truth of everyone on this call, excluding a couple of people, you don't know your niche. You're all over the place. I'll take any listing. I'll do anything. Well, you can't be a pimp and a prostitute, to quote Jack White. Okay? Pick a lane. Yeah, I just did that. I didn't actually even hear a groan from Derek on that one, but that's the truth. You're like all over the place with your messages. Oh, I'll do an open house on Saturday. I'll do that. What are you doing? Like, I don't get it. I don't. We've had Michelle Ali on this call. She started later than all of you, really. She's only started in the last few weeks. Literally, dogged determination of putting up tags. She got a listing. She knows her message. She knows what she's doing, and she's comfortable in her own skin. And she doesn't have to be an expert doing it. Funnel one is complete for her. I think everybody should run 3 funnels. Funnel number 1 is your direct marketing campaign. I don't care if you use the postcards. I don't care if you use the 12-step approach. Whatever. You got to be direct marketing for a couple hours every week, my opinion. Number 2, you need a very solid digital campaign, and that is red. Red is where it's at, right? So once I know what the creativity comes in pizza making in the content I put out every week, but it doesn't hurt what my overall branding message is. So in this particular case, my overall branding message is Jane Saunders is the best damn missed payment person in the state of Florida. Got it? That's my message. So the only question I have is, can I jam that down everybody's throat, turn it into a Google search, and create content that is creative, that is eye-catching, and not somebody staring into the camera and reading a script, or oh my God, and this and whatever. People want genuine content, right? But that's the last step here. Does everybody have the infrastructure in place, and do you have questions? Going once. Liza should be taking notes feverishly. She wants to do this. So I'm waiting. You should be taking a lot of notes. I'm having a genuinely good morning for someone who's had 0 sleep. All right. Does everybody understand the structure? Number 1, what is it that we're saying? I got the best damn pepperoni pizza in town, Bob's Pizza, right? Cool. Step number 2, when somebody types in best pepperoni pizza in Las Vegas, I better be on line 1 of Google. Just saying. It's been the key to my success. Seems pretty reasonable to me. That takes us to the next step, right? Do I have a Facebook, an Instagram, a YouTube, and a podcast that matches that same message? Everybody got it? Is there SEO? Is there back-end stuff? Yes and no. I think you can go on Fiverr and find somebody for a couple $100 to build a website, which is still a ripoff. I think you can go on Fiverr and get people to do SEO work. That's also a ripoff. There are a couple of things I've been using on Fiverr that I'll probably include in the links when I release Red, like submit my website to 500 search engines. That's valuable, right? How do I index my website on Google? That's valuable. Quicker I'm indexed on Google with that .io to that branded message, the more eyes on, right, Jane or Antonio or any other client that's ever hired me, period. Everybody good? Takes us to the final step. You have to create engaging content that is relevant and that has the ability to take, right? All we're building is a trailer, right? At the front of that trailer or in the front of that carriage is Jane riding her horse with, right? And she's going into the next town to sell Jane, in this particular case, set of eyes. Okay. You have 3 seconds to engage and connect with your clients online. And if that sounds like that's not enough time, you're right. It's not enough time. 3 seconds of a video is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But you only have 3 seconds. So what makes recognition of the video or the content or of me stand out? First place to start is what I've said before, poster my wall and make, JPEGs for your videos, or you put them onto your Facebook and to your Instagram as postings, that there's new content out and available, that there's a new podcast, but they're flashy. You've seen them. I used them in the last 24 hours for Lee live in Las Vegas. I used it on today's call to entice people to be on the call. There are people just strictly on the call because it said live in Las Vegas. Jesus, you think I'm Neil Diamond or something? It's true though. Oh, Lee speaking in Vegas. It'll be great. I'm not. I'm speaking in my hotel room at Resort World. Nice place, by the way. I like it. Beds are amazing. It's bar none the best bed I've ever slept on in a hotel room in Vegas. And I've slept on all of them, I think. I really think I got more cauliflower. Are there any questions? So now let's load up her cart so that Jane can go city to city. In the beginning, because I'm impatient with the system of building it for you guys, probably since I got beat up, true. Diamond part is right. Gold, maybe. Neil Diamond, any of those. Wednesday, Sting. I think I've talked Derek into going and seeing Sting on Wednesday. I'm very excited about that. And then I'm going to surprise him at the last minute and not take him there and take him to go see Chris Angel, Mind Freak. It's a bad show. It's been a bad show in every building that it's been in. I don't know what's going on. Go see Copperfield. All right. So we built the cart. The driver's got the message. When she gets pulled over by the police or the marketing police, Jane will answer on her cart, I help people. I fix broken real estate. She knows her script. Good job. It's like passing a DUI test. Follow the script. Don't do any of the other things. I'm a realtor. Thanks for calling. Here's my MLI. What are you doing? What are you doing? You think that last week when I went on that rant about real estate agents, that was about me just getting off on real estate agents? No, it's the psychology. I've been working on red. What I'm fascinated with is that generally speaking, real estate agents think saying, I'm a realtor and I'll do real estate. I don't even know what that voice was. That was a new one. Is an important thing to say to people, like it carries weight. And it really does make them assholes. Like it's ignorant. You want to know the truth about me? I know how good I am at marketing and what I do. When I tell somebody I'm going to do marketing, they don't give two shits. You know what they want to do? Show me. Show me proof. Show me social proof. Right? No difference in your line of work. Show me, why are you the best pizza in town? Right? If I'm opening a pizza place here in Resort World to compete with Bob's on Sammy Davis next to Sapphire, that I may or may not know is on Sammy Davis. Rolling Smoke is. People are going to want social proof. And now you're talking Yelp, I think people see social proof incorrectly. Google Places, Google Reviews, Yelp, those are reviews of you and your product. What you say you're not on those things? Shock. What's the first thing Derek did while we were at Destiny MMA last night? Which is why Derek is brilliant and smart as a tack and the right man for the job. And I can't do any better. And I'm kissing his ass a long way with him in the same room. But they're all true, right? This wasn't even prompting by me. He put a Yelp review up for Eddie. Smart. While he was there, he got the other parents to do the reviews. Smart. You get a client, tell them to go on Yelp. Hey, it helped. You know why I made that particular business card piece for all of you, right? Was so that you'd have a walking testimonial placard that you could hang in your pocket. When somebody goes, what do? I fix broken real estate. I help people with missed payments. Do you know somebody? That's it. That's all I want you to do. It's not even that hard. That's all the script there is. They're only going to want social proof after that. Here's a testimonial with my information on the back. Type in the words home advocates into Google. There I am on the front page. Don't overcomplicate the mission, right? You got the better pizza here at Resort World than Bob's. Give me proof. Show me an award. Do something. Why do you think Jane just got voted and named the #1 realtor in all of Florida? I can do that. That's marketing. That's my message. Why is she #1? Because she helps people who've missed payments. She understands your niche. She's staying in her lane. But the reality is, I got to put up 52 weeks of germane content. Good word. Germane. Good word. Guys, good? Which takes us to the final part, which is creating germane content. I cannot begin to tell you over the years of doing podcasts and creating podcasts for people at various prices, at various skill levels, at various talking abilities. I have had to pull teeth. I have done topics that are difficult at best. I'm lucky to get 9 minutes out of someone. I've gotten 1-word answers out of people who want to be spokesmen. I'm actually terrified to work with Jane. Like, that's a 1-hour podcast in the making, right? I'm going to have to cut that shit off on Jane because she'll go, right? This is not going to be a problem. Jane's like me. Okay. So now my only function is to make sure that her message stays and holds up, like Antonio's, right? So we talked about Zillow not selling houses. That was the hot thing. If I was doing episodes of anything this week, you saw it yesterday. Zillow selling off their properties below fair market value and say a metro like Phoenix, by the way, everyone in Arizona, you're in a crash. If you didn't know it, let me confirm it for you. Zillow selling below what they paid for their houses, 248 of them, below what they paid for it a month ago. Well, why wouldn't you just put it on the market at what you paid for it and wait it out a little bit? What do you know that I don't know with all your big, powerful data? Okay. Make sense? They actually ran and tested all of that in the market. They checked all their listings, what they bought it for and what they were selling them for. That is their iBuyer program. That's exactly what we're talking about, April. They're selling off Phoenix Metro below fair market value. They are getting the F out of Dodge and Phoenix. So they clearly know something. Oh no, they need to liquidate. They need cash. They're expanding. They're hiring people. That's bullshit. I'm tired of saying it. Now we're actually seeing evidence of people backing off of numbers. We all know that we're in hyperinflation. We all know there's going to be a recession. We all know that the interest rate going up has affected buyers. It's a fucking crash. And it's crashing. Do I think somewhere like Miami is going to be okay? Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Miami. For every house you sell, are you burning a house in Miami? It's kind of fascinating to me. as I track that particular market. So Jane's cart is built. Jane's message is built. Jane knows her message. She's got her cart. She's ready to go to the next city. Yes, I'm using the old covered wagon selling elixir out of the back because that's what you're doing on the internet. Every time you create a piece of content, you've got a new sideshow to sell your wares. This that I'm doing right now for you should be no different than if I was trying to get someone to hire me to do marketing. So it would make sense in those moments for me to go and explain the benefits of me marketing for someone else, which is what I did for you. I actually did marketing inside of the marketing video on purpose to tell you that there are 2 spots available, but I also qualified it with my own personal experience and explaining how to wash your car, as they say. I taught you everything that I do. You can go do it. I've made videos on it. You can go do it. Works 100%. I can show you, I've did it. I've showed you my Google Analytics. I've showed you the back end of my websites. Wait, here's a simple one. All of you are in Home Advocates. All of you have generally gone on Google. All of you have generally typed in the words Home Advocate, which was my keyword search, and found yourself with probably, no disrespect, you found yourself on line 1 of Google for the first time in your life. That's the effectiveness of what I do and what I teach. And I practice what I preach. I just applied all of that to Fight Net Radio, my boxing podcast. I decided to take my own podcast as a client. Now, you might be saying to yourself, Lee, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you have done that before? Because I didn't want anybody listening to that show, really. It was a very small niche. I decided to expand the niche of Fight Net Radio. And by doing that, that means that the show and its content had to change. It had to be, instead of R plus, what is 17, R17, or what's that crazy one that they have that's between an R and an X, MA17 or whatever the hell that is. That's kind of my show, right? We talk about boxing, and we've got another sexual allegation based on another boxer, and it's blowing off his fight this week. I got Canelo. God knows what's going on this week. So all those things come up, right? So we had a show that was written and designed to entertain writers and people in boxing. It was not a mainstream show. So when I made the decision to expand the message, I went to the same trouble. I went online, I typed in the word boxing, I looked at the keyword searches. Keyword search that I went after was boxing tonight, the second most searched term in boxing, right? So boxing is number 1, boxing tonight, boxing schedule. I could not get boxing schedule. I could not get boxing. I could get boxingtonight.io. So I bought it. I built a 1-page website. I made it super clean, super simple to navigate. Simple. Normally when I'm doing anybody's website, including Home Advocates, they're very simple WordPress websites. I'm just putting content on there for the first couple of months. Generally takes about 30 days, 60 days to 90 days even to get line 1 on Google, but it will happen with this format. Always has, always does. Again, see proof. Go on Google and type in Home Advocates and look who you're above. Derek was blown away by this whole boxing thing that I'm about because he goes, "You're trying to beat ESPN." Yes, I am, and I will. ESPN would be doing nothing different than I would be doing on Boxing Tonight. I create audio, I create video, I create content for people that are boxing fans. I know my niche. I have to make it more wide range, so that when the new audience comes in, it fits their taste. Nothing worse than getting a long line of people who want pizza. Well, you made one type of pizza and it was sardine. And then you tell that entire line of people that have been waiting for you and your pizza, who all wanted pepperoni, I made sardine. Oh, sure, some of them will stay for the sheer curiosity of eating a sardine pizza, but that is not your goal. You got to do, ready? Market to message, message to market. You ever heard that term? My message has to be congruent to my marketing. My message has to be congruent to me. I fundamentally believe that Antonio, Jane, and a couple of the other clients that I work with, they haven't released their stuff yet, so I won't mention their names. I just know Jane was on the call. I have a client up in LA that I'm going to do co-branding with who just wants to do luxury real estate in the Palos Verdes area, right? That was the request. I said, sure, here's how it's done. So it's my job, right, to use my credibility, my marketing skills to either leverage that individual, because that's what I was hired to do, or create an environment for that individual if they want to be solo. In this particular case, they want to go the power couple route, right? So Antonio's doing the power couple, working out well. He and I been seeing each other for a week now. I don't think it's serious yet, but we talk about the secret a lot. Jane's next, right? She's co-branding. It's a smart move. Co-branding with me works because I'm an authority on distressed property. In the case of the person in LA, she's co-branding for high-end property. She wants me branded as a marketing person. And what a message that brings to the market. That's fine. Still got to be able to talk about luxury stuff, and you got to be able to talk about whatever cart we built. We got to create content for that cart. So Jane's got her cart, right? Jane doesn't really have to worry about this, nor does Antonio or a couple of other people. I am constantly looking up content like Zillow selling all their houses below fair market value. So if we were recording this week, I always say keep it as current as possible. Keep it simple, all right? Next week, it'll be different. Next week, it'll be hyperinflation. Next week, it'll be the interest rate. Next week, it will be about people getting evicted. Next week, it will, there's always infinity and beyond. There's always a message out there. And you're probably looking at the screen going, really, how would that work with a pizza guy? Having done a pizza business, I can tell you, you create pizza fucking videos, right? But you got to make them fun. Hey, here's how to make, we call it the wild boar. What's a wild boar? We do pulled pork with this and that and this and that and this and that. Here's the step-by-step video so you can do it at home. Right. You're building credibility by showing you can do it. Right. This video that I made for you guys, I could use it to sell my marketing abilities. I know that the information I just told you is not just cutting edge, it's state of the art, right? If you look at the messages that I put out with the videos, Zillow is selling properties and the crash started now. Is it sensational? Is it sensationalism? Damn right it is. By the way, I don't think Antonio or Jane or anybody short of me saying the queen is dead or some crazy, message. I have 3 seconds to get Antonio 300 hits. 3 seconds on a video. 3 seconds. Do you understand that that's literally, well, that's the equivalent of the Astros pulling off the series at this moment. It's pretty damn difficult. You got to win 2 straight. And the game before, they had to win 3 straight. Is it doable? Yeah, it's doable. Once again, see the Houston Astros. See, I got a baseball reference in. I got a lot of stuff in today, Derek. I'm kind of proud of my work here. Every week it has to be fresh content. Then it goes into my machine. It goes onto the back of the horse. It gets taken to the next set of eyes. It gets shared in local South Bay groups for Antonio. It gets shared in Florida to create conversations, to be shared and liked. It goes on YouTube. You buy Sprizzy ads. I'm experimenting with Taboola. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I just don't know. Maybe by the time I release Red in December, I know people who can do Facebook ads. I just don't like what Facebook ads do to the algorithm. It's not going to get better once they call it Meta or Twinkie or the place where everybody above the age of 35 hangs out on the World Wide Web. That's what they should call it, where everybody above the age of 35 tells me why it's okay to have a gun, not have a vaccine. What is it? Biden's a robot. Trump is God. Trump and guns are God. Trump guns gods, and the list goes on and on. People say there isn't freedom of speech. There's a lot of freedom of speech on a private website. I think y'all should shut up when it comes to freedom of speech, if you want my opinion. You get a lot of it. If it was my website, I'd filter every story. Then you get up on Monday and you rinse repeat. So to answer the question that was first asked, to set it up takes a little bit of time and it takes diligence, but the work that should go in each and every week, you're recording about a 15 to a 20-minute podcast, have it edited up, down, and put onto all of the pages and done. Takes me 1 hour per person per week. That is why I'm only charging $100 an hour. First of all, I'm cherry picking who I'm working with, even though Derek's once again holding up 2 fingers. Thanks, Derek. Is that for the curveball, the slider, whatever? Yeah. It's curveball, right? 2 pitches of curve. But that's the truth, right? It's $100 a week. You're paying for 1 hour of my time to do this little. That's what Jane's hired me for. That's what Antonio. That's what this person up in LA is hiring me for. How many bodies can I put onto that message that ultimately convert into emails, phone numbers, and names of people that are interested in that message? Then, of course, the simplicity is once I have those 3 items, much like all the marketing I teach you, I now have permission. So now I can email them. Now I can call them. Now I can send them a box of cookies or whatever it is you real estate agents do once you think you need to go over the top with someone, right? Oh, I took them ketchup and mustard, or I've seen that, whatever. Buying gifts, literally the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Branded gifts, gotta be joking. I buy a $200, I've already done an episode on this, and branded gifts. Whack. Might as well buy a billboard. Only one person is going to see your message. And the only thing you've done by branding a gift is hopefully they remember to call you, because apparently you don't do follow-up. You just hope that your tongs and your flipper are going to have them call you when they know someone or they want to sell again. I'm a little more aggressive. They're going to get an email. They're going to get Starbucks cards. They're going to get polls. I'm going to ask for testimonials. We're back to that again. Damn right. What was Derek's next mission after he reviewed Eddie's last night? Walked around to the parents. And the first thing he said when we were having a meeting with Eddie afterwards was, got to get more people reviewing you. He's a little chip off the block. And it doesn't matter what the product or service is. Red works across the board. But message to market is the big deal. And then putting a clever spin on it, right? The market is crashing is great. We've all used it. I used it when nobody was using it, so it was a lot of fun. Long before people were like making video. I was the only one talking about it. Fuck you. I was drunk in a ditch. This is a true story. There are a couple of people who know this. I was drunk in a ditch, okay, with nothing to my name except the will to die. And I got a call from Pete Sanchez and he goes, do you know what's going on? I said, yes, the market's going to crash. And that was in a complete blackout. to quote Tony Stark. And I almost had it figured out then. Keep the message congruent. Jane is good at what she does. Liza, find your niche. I don't care if it's a podcast. I don't care, right, for your other stuff. I don't care if it's for your real estate business. Pick one thing, build the lane for the one thing. That's red marketing. And so my goal ultimately by December is to build it into, here's what the car wash looks like, and here are the links you use, and here's everything that I use. Good luck. You should be able to pull it off, right? Building a website, setting everything up. A website with hosting for a year is about $100. A .io is actually $32. Website hosting for 1 year, $40 or so. We actually spend, we don't onboard anybody. I wanted to do this as an experiment with Red. And Derek sees this as, I don't know what Derek sees this as, but I've officially come to the conclusion that the $5,200 for 1 year thing is a complete, it's a money loser, actually. Whatever. That's how it all works. Hey, if you're watching this on a replay, there's a link down below because Derek said 2 of you can have the $100 a week and I'll do all your work in marketing and build this funnel for you. For the rest of you, it's just like washing your car. Net up and be a man or a woman about it. Put your big girl pants on or your big boy pants on. Go build a website. Go buy a .io. I'll tell you, I like Namecheap, right? Go on Google Analytics. Find the keyword search that you're after. Luxury homes, luxury condos, distressed properties, default properties. I don't give a shit what it is. Go do your homework. I do. Okay. That's why you guys hire me. You hire me because I do my homework. You don't like my attitude, generally speaking. You don't like that I talk too much about myself and it's uncomfortable. It makes Derek uncomfortable. Makes a lot of people uncomfortable in my life. I'm an open book. I'm a bleeding open wound of an open book. Okay? I don't care. Truth is, I don't care. I have really good self-esteem. I love myself a lot. I look at myself on video all the time. You guys don't know how hard that was in the first, I don't know, decade. I am the very best at what I do. There is nobody talking about the things for marketing that I'm talking about. People who don't want to take advantage of $100 a week, it's just silly. I thought we would literally sell out those 2 extra spots without even trying. We didn't. Why? Because I'm not charging you enough. You want to know the truth? If I charged $1,000 per month for what I do, and Liza knows this for a fact, $1,000 a month is still cheaper than most people who do what I do each month. Am I wrong, Liza? Did I misread the situation? So I'm pretty sure my red marketing is competitive with the one that you were talking about at $4,000 a month. I'm quite positive. In fact, I think I do more stuff. And they want $4,000 a month. We had dinner and we were discussing this. I'm like, what a scam. You know why they get paid that much? Because they can show the value for it. I always benefit you guys. When everything starts to crash and you tell your friends or your family or somebody to come sign up and you ask for deals, I'm not doing them. I'm not. I've been devaluing myself for so long because I had no self-esteem on the topic. I am the very best at real estate marketing right now. I have more solutions running than almost anybody. I mean, literal solutions for getting listings. And the market is falling directly in that line. You need to make a choice of what message you're putting out there. I do real estate. I want listings. It's not a thing. It's like saying I'm a realtor. Nobody gives a shit. Pick a lane, build the lane. Put content in that lane. Put your car on the lane. Then send out another car next week. Keep sending out cars till somebody gets in the damn car. I've used all the analogies I can. There should be a link down below because I'm guessing Derek really does want me to try to get 2 more people, because he won't let me release Red until I can prove over the next couple of months. Fortunately, I have Fight Net Radio going. I'll have Eddie's go. I think I'll have like 5 or 10. I like to test all my shit before it does. I'm not worried about Antonio. Like when you sign up for the 5,200 program, I guarantee a listing before the end of the year. If you don't get a listing, I'll give you your money back. Because truthfully, I could probably just go out and get you a listing to cover up if the marketing was bad. So you get a listing for 5,200 bucks. It's kind of a win-win. Click the link or go build it. Send me your questions, comments, concerns on any of that, and I'm happy to listen to them.